say something. Me and that damn Rocky never dated. We have never dated. So I don't know who's trying to start this rumor.
What's going on, heavy hitters? Welcome, or welcome back if this is your first time. This is The Heavy Hitter, and you're over at Heavy Hitter Media. Thank you so much for stopping in. Baby, get on in here so we can have this heavy conversation, because this was kickbacks, lies, and receipts, and they had plenty. You know, I just love the fact that Candy comes behind the shows and does her speak on it. Because I love how she breaks everything down. Baby, her and Tiny as a hoot. Let's listen to it. Y'all be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we're going to break it down and chat about it.
So I'm going to have to touch on a couple things that have already happened before I get to it.
Okay.
Well, speak on it. Okay. So, you know, we've been in the blogs a lot for all the craziness and drama that's been going on with our group. That has been playing out on television and through social media.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about. Let's just go and get right into it. Come on, Candy, hit it.
Okay, well, let's start with this. When it comes to us and doing a show with SWV, now everybody had different feelings on if we should do the show or not from the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. So how did you feel about doing this show? Just from the beginning.
The TV show or
the TV show?
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I think I might have said something before, but I didn't want to do the show. Mm-hmm. I understand.
Okay, so that's pretty interesting to know that, hell, they didn't really want to do the show. So I wonder why they did it. Well, of course, for the bag and to help escape girls.
So I just didn't want to mess up that relationship that we had. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to keep it very cordial, very light and friendly. So when we see each other in passing or whatever, when we do got to work together, it would be a great fun time.
Right. Well, I mean, I didn't want to do it for different reasons. Well, first of all, I didn't even think we were going to have any drama with SWV, to be honest with you, because like you said, like we had already been friends with them for a long time. So, and we had done shows together before, just never combining a set.
Right.
We never combined one set together, but we've been on shows together.
Right.
So I didn't think it was ever going to be an issue with them. I didn't want to do the show because I already knew our own group was going to have issues, and it just magnifies it when the cameras get around.
I never thought that we were going to have, I mean, I know we got our shit, but of course I didn't expect none of the stuff that went on or to be as big as it was, you know what I'm saying? Of course we, you know, internally we know that these things have happened but
we never spoke about some of these things publicly.
So for it to come out, for all the things to come full circle and everybody to see it and it to play out, it took a toll for the worse. I wasn't really even thinking about it. I thought, shit, we've been doing this shit so long, we can be able to get through it and we keep moving on. You know what I'm saying? But
do you think we're gonna get through it now?
Nope.
I was like,
oh no.
What you said? Do I think we're gonna get through it now? Mm-hmm. I can't see it.
Okay, so a couple of things. You both didn't want to do it. Well, who did? What made you do it? That check must have been really, really good, because if you didn't want to do it knowing what was coming, why even why even do it? And also, I'm with you, Tiny. I don't see it.
Not in the near future. The future, the 8 ball says.
I mean, when it comes to the family, you know, feuding, I just, you know what I'm saying? It's new for us to see them feud this deep and this hard. The sisters. Yeah, the sisters.
Right.
So, you know, and it's getting uglier and uglier, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, I mean, you know, you can never say never. I feel like, you know, they have always been what they have been, so I could see them maybe, I don't know, because it's getting so crazy. And to me, I'm thinking like they sisters and they really love each other. They've always been so close knit that somehow, you know, they'll bring it back together.
So talking about the order of the songs, you guys had set assignments for everybody, and it was you, Coco, and Tasha. Why was Tasha not? Was she supposed to be there? Was she?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so you know the scene that they had me, Coco, and Steve in the meeting, right?
That was fun.
Okay, first of all, they don't always be showing y'all everything. So Tasha was supposed to be in that meeting with us. Tasha actually joined us on Zoom.
Ooh.
She didn't come to the
Not
meeting.
the Zoom.
On Zoom. Now, I don't know if she was out of town. I don't know. Now, I know that the MD that we ended up using for the show, he was on Zoom as well. But he was out of town.
He was out of town.
But I don't even know if Tasha was out of town. But she was like, she couldn't make it. She just had to do it on Zoom. But I see they decided to not use her part. Yeah, no, literally, we're shooting the scene and she's on the TV screen in the room.
And who thought that was okay?
She did.
But I mean, and they let her do that?
Yes.
That's
I guess
right.
they didn't have a choice. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what she had going on. But she came to the meeting on Zoom, but they ended up just cutting her out the
It's a
scene.
tiny studio.
Now let's chat about it in the comments. Leave a comment because I don't really see a problem with her coming via Zoom, and I'm not a Tasha fan.
Recording her gospel album.
Ah, girl, stop. I just kind of felt like Coco had came to the meeting all like already in the mood.
Yes, I could tell.
She already came in the mood. Now, to be clear, you know, they did flashbacks on Taj and Tamika's conversation, which had happened before that. Y'all saw the scene from the other episode when Taj and Tamika was at that dance place and they was having a good time talking.
Yeah.
That's when this conversation actually happened. After the good time they had the conversation went left. But the show didn't show you that in that episode. They saved the dramatic parts for this episode.
Right.
So as flashback, they used them as flashbacks. But basically, so when Coco came to this thing, she had already heard what Tamika had said about.
Cause she was giving the net.
She was like, "Oh, we ain't coming in last. Oh, we ain't. Oh, and not last." She was like, "Oh, don't you think weak needs to go last?" And I was like,
we don't think
"No,
so." She
we
was
don't
like,
think
we
so."
do. I was
Right.
like, wow.
So I just don't understand. Like when I see the blogs and everybody kind of going in on us, everybody is like upset with us for saying what we had to say. But every time I look back at what I said, I don't feel like I said anything that was negative or taking jabs at them.
All right, y'all, let's just keep it 100 and let's chat about it. Leave a comment. Coco came into the meeting on 10. She came in with a funky ass attitude. And I don't understand what I'm seeing on social media with what we saw. Now, we got to go by what we saw. Candy was not the one wrong. Coco was already, it just appeared to be this really nasty diva attitude about what they weren't going to do, as if, it was
Please
just
tell us
them.
what you felt about the conversation when they had SWV XSCAPE. All of us came together at the
At Corey
Boys where the stylist was. Tell the world, what did you think about that, child?
Which part? Because there was a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? It was all over the place. I seen emotions were flying everywhere. Everybody was arguing. Coco and I think you had some words. And Tamika was trying to, they were going back and forth. So Tasha was very quiet, looking at everybody like we're crazy. And honestly, I seen that she wasn't even really on our side, even though we know she feels the same way we do.
Oh, Lord, here we go. Right. And that's the part that bugs me. Okay, so I felt like they did cut a lot of the conversation out. A lot of things that I said during the conversation, they cut out. Like, you don't really see me talking a lot at all during that meeting on the show. When we started having this conversation, I think people need to understand, because they say, for one show, y'all can get it. I keep reiterating this. The whole conversation with us was about a tour. The promoters was having a conversation with us directly because we weren't really dealing with a manager at the time. And saying, hey, we want to get this tour with y'all. This is what we got to spend. We're going to do this, give you guys that. And then this is what we got to give to the other acts.
Right.
Or whatever. And so we knew all the different terms that were being offered, same way as their manager.
I'm so glad she tapped on that because people acting like she didn't say that already.
Now, for us, the reason why we automatically felt like, oh, okay, yeah, we should be headlining is because we had already been headlining.
Right.
And it had never been a problem before. So it's like when you guys are like, how they think they supposed to, well, because they had already been on shows with us going before us, so we didn't think it was going to be an issue.
I mean, we've honestly, we've never done a show where we've opened for them or went on before them. That I recall, I've never recall a show that we've done that. So this would have been a first, and we don't understand why we would start now because why? We've never done it before. No promoter has ever asked us to go on before SWV. You're right, when it came up, it was supposed to be a paid show. Nobody got paid for this show. It wasn't like, this show just, they put it together and everything was done by the promoter or whatever.
This was just gotta be like a promo for the tour that we were going to be doing.
It was asked for us to do this grand show together, but you guys pay this much and they'll pay this much. And we like, what? What do you mean? And we didn't think it would be fair for us to play a 75% amount of the money.
That's if it was going to turn into a tour.
If it was going to be first of all, even when we wasn't going to do a tour, we thought we were going to get paid for this one show for a minute, and then it got too late, and everybody was like, no, it ain't gonna be. They can't promote, they can't do this and that, so we're just gonna put the show on and whatever. So even still, like, we thought we were, was gonna be some kind of budget that people were gonna have to come out of pocket.
Let's pause for a little minute. Now, they have said some really key things here. One, that they did not get paid. You did. Yeah, I'm sure you all got paid in your contracts for doing the show. Secondly, I, too, would have thought that you would have gotten some type of dividend off of the show because I'm sure they sold tickets, unless it was just some sort of exhibition concert. And how dare they expect y'all to pay a certain percentage and they don't? What y'all think? Let's chat.
And to be honest with you, I think the reason why when I see them say stuff like, why are they talking about money and blah, 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 I was like, well, those conversations their manager probably was having for them. Right. So maybe they weren't as privy to some of the things that was said about that part.
So was the manager
as we were
ever? Was the manager ever not around when you were around SWV?
No, he was there. So I just was like, I didn't understand why. I just didn't get why they was getting so offended when we said we want to end the show or we want to whatever. And then you guys are acting like we are tripping or we have an ego, but. If you can imagine, if you were prior to this, had been doing shows with a person, you always headlined or you always was at the end of the show. Let's just say that. You always, had all these things going on. And now, everybody wants you to split your title, your everything. Then you go before them. It's like they want to flip the whole script from what you've been doing. You would be saying the same thing. Like, hold on, wait, why am I giving up everything? You wouldn't do it either. Right, but okay, so the thing that I didn't think was made clear when you kept saying, you arguing the same thing that we arguing, I didn't think that they really allowed us to make that clear because I remember saying in our meeting, which they didn't show on the show, I said to them, I was like, we're taking shorts the whole way around when you guys are keep getting your way. And they was like, how are we getting our way? I was like, you want it to co-headline? You co-headlining. Now it's like you starting the show and you want to end the show. I was like, if you want to split everything, I was like, so we are having to give up everything that we had going on to make you happy. But how are we made happy in the situation?
That's how I was feeling too. But in all fairness to them, I don't think they asked to start the show. They just wanted to end the show. I mean, I think that it came collectively that they would start because I mean, open and then close.
They didn't cut it off.
But
they didn't say no because what they heard him say, you start. And she still wanted to end. So she didn't say, okay, swap us out.
Right. No, she didn't. And that was just like, at the end of the day, they were arguing the same point that we were. They was trying to stand their ground on. They wanted to finish the show same way we were standing our ground. So for me, I just kind of felt like that's a business disagreement. No feelings should be getting involved.
Yeah.
That it just is what it is. You're standing your ground. We're standing our ground. But they were getting a lot of real she wanted to fight.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you act like we ain't come from the same. You from New York, but we from the A, so we all could be having them same type of vibes. But we wasn't trying to be like that with them.
No, I mean, we really, you know what I'm saying, we just wanted to say what we had to say. We weren't really trying to hold no grudges or be upset about it. You know what I'm saying? We was hoping that, you know, we could all agree at some point. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't happen. You know, but I don't know. I just think that it got out of hand because, you know, they're making it seem like we're being petty. But honestly, we're all saying the same shit. Y'all, how we being petty when y'all saying y'all want to close. I mean, we're both saying the same shit. So we being petty, but y'all not.
Would you still like to see the tour happen with SWV?
I don't have a problem with SWV. Yes, you saying if I would go on tour with SWV, I'll go on tour with them. I mean, you know, I love them.
With that being said, both of us are saying right here, right now, that we would still like to do the combined show with SWV if we could figure out the business side of things.
No, that ship is sailed. Y'all lay that alone. Let that go.
Right?
Yeah, I think if we can get the business together, I think that we could put on a hell of a show. The girls got amazing songs, amazing hits, timeless music. We can't deny that. We all have the same type of vibe and feel going on with our music as well. And so I feel like, you know, people would love to see both, you know, us go on tour and do a whole run.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if we can make that happen for our people, our fans, I like to call them my fam, you know, shit.
Me too.
I think that we should make it happen.
I agree. So that's where we are with that. So it's not for us. Y'all know y'all be like, oh, they got egos. Oh, what's up with you on this damn piano in your dressing room?
Oh, man. Meek done put me out there, ain't she? Y'all know it was a joke because you and Meek got mad that me and Tasha had a...
Okay, so when the episode aired, Tasha had the audacity to just say, piano in the dressing room. What? Who does that? Girl, you did, apparently.
They done got pissed off and want to fire
They
the
put us
man.
in the little dressing room. Twice we went back to the same video. They kept putting them in the big room with the piano, and me and Tamika got the short end of the stick.
Boy.
Anyway, but this one here is one that likes the finer things in life. I mean, you see that on the show. So I don't think that Tamika was trying to really say Tiny wants a piano in her dressing room in every area, but she's definitely had a piano in her dressing room before.
Yes, I have, and Lord, it really made an uproar with these two. Her partner ain't in her, but yes. They cussed me and Tasha out and people that work for us and everybody, especially the second time we got it. We ain't got nothing to do with it. You know, you were trying to put A team in there, but I'm down with the B team now.
Now she calls us the B team. Whatever, girl. We have to touch on some of the things that have happened in the last week, a couple weeks, right? Our drama within our group is very public. Now, Tamika dropped her receipts. Her receipts video, which is on her YouTube. Tamika Scott, the real Tamika Scott on YouTube. You can go see. She dropped the receipts. Now, a part of them receipts was your mama was on the video. How did you feel about your mom being in the video with Tamika?
First of all, they tricked me because I had already told my mama, you ain't doing no damn videos. You ain't doing nothing. I mean, you know, but, you know, of course, Meek is my baby, and I do understand that she wanted to, I guess, clear up everything and show the people that, you know, her sincerity and, you know, give them some facts and let them hear from who, I guess, who started,
right?
You know, found all this and did everything with this whole company. But honestly, when I looked at it, I felt like Tamika did an amazing job by, you know, because my mama will say anything if you let her keep going. And, you know...
no, not anything to say, but it's facts, though.
No, when I say she will spill everything. You know what I'm saying? So, I never know what to... I want to hold her back and protect her from, you know, telling everything. So, when I seen how they did it, it was tasteful. She did basically clear up, you know, everything that happened. And she also, you know, let you know how much she loves Tasha. She loves Tasha, you know what I'm saying? And she loves us all, you know what I'm saying? She's just, you know, Xscape is her baby. So she is not going to sit up there and lie for anybody, you know what I'm saying? She's not going to take no side. She's just going to tell it like it is. I mean, that's just who Lady Di is, you know.
So, okay, so basically she cleared it up that the receipts that were in the video came from Sound Exchange. And that she was actually on the phone, and when the man explained how the checks had been cashed.
Right.
Okay. So with that being said, how do you feel about the receipts?
They heavy. Receipts, baby. Receipts is heavy. And the thing is, I mean, we knew that Tamika had the receipts for a while, and she was not wanting to, I guess, take it any further. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, people were like, oh, well, you know, y'all were doing interviews. We were doing press interviews to promote our show. And, you know, of course, when you do press interviews, they want to know about what's going on, and they're going to talk about it, and they're going to ask you questions. But after, you know, so we did answer them, and we gave them what they wanted. But after Tasha was going on all this press run, and she was like, you know, just going so hard about, you know, what she didn't do, and, you know, and all of this stuff. I think that
she actually said, I want to see it. If she got receipts, I want to see the receipts.
Yeah, and so it pushed Tamika to the point to where she's like, you know what, I got to go on and give them the receipts. Because, you know, as her, that being her family, she know it was out there, and she know there was, you know, it's heavy. It's still heavy on her because it's her family, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's nothing that she takes pride in, or she took pride in doing, but, you know, to clear her name up and to, I guess, just put it all out there and be done with it, she felt like it was time to do it. And she held it back as long as she could. But, you know, it just more in another interview and an interview and an interview and an interview after each other. It's just like, okay, enough is enough. I got to go on and, you know, clear my name, because y'all trying to make me seem like I'm the crazy one.
Right. How did you feel about the apology video that Tasha put out this week?
I felt like it was, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say, like, I felt like she said some sincere things, and I felt like, I'm going to be honest, I felt like what she said about me was pretty sincere, because, you know, it is true. She loves Zara. She's, you know, me and her have always had a really tight bond, and maybe, you know, she feels like maybe I should have spoke to her a little more. I feel like she could probably feel like that. I don't, and I feel like maybe, you know, some of the other things she said about her mom, I know it's true, and, you know, she probably really feels like that, and, you know, maybe even Tamika, some of it, I don't know about, like, I don't remember exactly what she said about Tamika, because I can't really listen to the shit that she says about Tamika, because to me, it feels like, you know, she's always, what's the word when you're not taking accountability? Yeah, it's like she's not always saying what she didn't do, or you know, she don't know nothing about it, and I just can't really listen to it. But when she said about you, I don't know if you know what I'm saying, y'all just, you know, I don't know if
bullshit.
Yeah.
About you, nothing else in
I think what she said about me was real. I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
Okay, well, with that, I guess I can agree a little bit. Okay, so for me, I just kind of felt like, well, for one, I do think that it's been very heavy for her right now, and I understand how she can have that emotional breakdown, because right now she has been wanting to sing and have her own solo album forever, and obviously all of this negativity is not doing anything good for her music. And so for me, I felt like that's why she was emotional, because here she is trying to do her music, and all this other stuff is kind of like blocking and putting some hate on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I felt like that's what made her emotional. I don't think she gives a rat ass about me. I don't. And you know, that's from years of experience. I can say that. I feel like if she was just having drama with me, this would not even be a conversation, okay? There would not be one tear. There would be not one thing. I think the fact that she's having drama with her sister, the fact that, you know, you and her, that you ain't even for the bullshit, that, and like I said, all of the hate towards what she's doing musically, I think obviously that has made her emotional. Now, with that being said, I'm used to her not really messing with me like that, so I didn't really, I'm not really like expecting apology from her, and I don't really necessarily need that, you know, from her to be made whole or whatever. I think obviously, the other thing was the way that Brett went in on her on their interview and was saying Candy was sad, and she was like, I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that.
Don't try it. I think she doesn't want to remember.
But then Brett was like, no, I definitely remember. And you said it, and it was said in your first TV show. And Tasha's like, I don't remember her saying that. And I'm like, we definitely had a conversation on that show.
Oh my God, I love the way the Brat dug up in Tasha's ass. And the way she checked Rocky like, you know me. She was like, I know you would. Don't think you was to sit here and try to check me. I know you would.
I think she doesn't want to remember.
I definitely felt like they used to gang up on me all the time. I mean, it was obvious. Everybody kind of knew that back in the day. It wasn't like no secret or whatever. I'd probably even go pull up one of my old diaries where I'm talking about it. Tasha really wasn't trying to hear what Brad had to say. But I think all the negativity that came from the fans from that obviously has taken its toll. Because the episode ended on another storm.
Yeah, it did. Well, you know.
Another storm. So we got to touch on this before I'm going to let you go. They see us come back together for this meeting at the studio. It's a town hall meeting. So y'all know I'm here for a receipt, honey. So I had told, Tamika had kind of like told me a little bit of her conversation with this promoter beforehand, and she told me that he had sent her all this stuff. So I was like, make sure you print it out. You got to show these receipts now. You can't just be hitting people with fake news. So she printed, okay, so the promoter sent copies of screenshots of text messages between him and Rocky. And he also sent a copy of a wire transfer receipt from the bank. It was an actual wire transfer receipt with bank numbers on it. It was multiple payments. So it was one particular one that said like $5,000 or something. And it said in the notes section, it said for Escape.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was for Escape going to Rocky's company or whatever. So anyway, and you can't fake wire trans.
Is that Rockland Records?
Rockland, I believe.
Rockland Records is R. Kelly's company. You can look it up, research it.
So.
He tells a lot of lies, child. So please, y'all got to redo your research with the news, the fake news that be going on. But anyway, we're not getting on that. So this is the stuff that Tamika had. She had the copies of the text message. She had the copy of the wire transfer receipt. And I guess, was that it?
Yeah, I mean, that was enough.
That was enough.
Shit. The crazy thing is for me, I mean, here's another moment where she just, and I didn't know nothing about these receipts. So mind you, when y'all start talking about these receipts, y'all hit me when y'all hit her. And I'm just like, damn. And but you know, here again, she's not taking any, like, she's not gonna, like, oh yeah. She's like, what is this? Like, I mean, but what is it? I'm like, they're text messages.
Like, you can read it just like reading it right now.
They have your man's number right here. I know your man's number. This is his number. She's like, anybody can do that. Like, anybody can do that. But the biggest thing is, in the text message, they're saying each other's name. It's saying Sam, Rocky. You know, they're saying each other's names.
You know, so exactly. We know exactly what he was talking about. But the thing that I knew for a fact that it was real was, okay, so basically what happened was, you guys know that for a while, Escape 3, which was Tiny, Tamika, and Tasha, they were doing shows without me. And, you know, I was filming and stuff. They were still doing shows. There was no bad blood about it. Y'all was doing y'all thing. We didn't have no negativity.
Right.
But they were still making money as Escape 3 doing concerts. And I wasn't on them. So apparently, this particular promoter wanted all 4 members for these particular shows.
Right.
And at the time, I remember... Nick had hit me and he was like, oh, you know, they want you on the show, la, 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 la. You know, he was like, we could try to figure it out. You know, I was wrapping up filming on something else or whatever. So anyway, whatever it was that I had been doing, Rocky refers to that in his text. He was like, yeah, you know, her, what did he say, nickname, or he said her agent. Her agent is says she's about to wrap up this project, but she'll be good for the show. And so my thing is, how could the promoter have known that to make it up in a text?
Yeah.
She was trying to make it seem like the promoter just faked some text. And it was like, no way that man could have known what I was doing. He said that. And also in the text, Rocky says, yeah, I talked to my wife. They show that.
Yeah.
I talked to my wife and she's excited, you know, about you giving me the first part or whatever, the money or whatever. And he was like, but she's going to make sure that she gets all of them and talk to the girls and make sure they all, what you say? How did he word it?
Everybody was gonna listen to her.
Yeah, to get us on board to do these shows. And so basically the problem with this situation, guys, is for years we had been hearing from other promoters that Rocky was doing side deals with promoters, like, you know, like say if there's a promoter want to do a party at a club, he'll like, I get, and getting people to give him money on the side, unbeknownst to us, to get us to show up, right? That's one thing. For another thing, as a group, we're all supposed to be splitting equal. Now, people call all of us with shows, but we're supposed to just say, okay, take the number and throw them to whoever's management or whatever, and let those people negotiate it. Not try to get an extra fee on top for connecting the show.
Right.
So that goes back to what you say at the end. Any money that's out there, it needs to be put on the table.
Yeah, because we need to know about it. You know what I'm saying? It don't need to be no money going back and forth that we don't know about on our name. You know what I'm saying?
And, okay, so that's the main thing. So anyway, the promoter, which is the promoter that she claims that she has a problem with now? This is the same promoter.
Yeah.
The same promoter that she said she don't want to do shows for. So anyway, the problem that ended up happening, me and Tiny ended up getting COVID that year. And we ended up, after the guy had paid him money to get us on the show, we ended up not being able to do the show.
Right.
So I guess that blocked Rocky from getting the rest of the money. And they fell out. Hence, now it caused all these issues with us and the promoter all of a sudden. We didn't know why we was having issues.
So that's what happened. That's what happened after the Lady of Soul, with people being threatened.
No, that actually had happened before the Lady of Soul. That's why she was saying she didn't want to do those shows with that promoter.
But it's the same promoter.
It's the same
that
promoter.
she had outed on her Instagram.
The one she's been talking about. It's the
She
same
said
promoter.
that, you know, yeah, he threatened her husband. We decided to keep doing shows with them.
Right, but they already didn't want to do the shows before that argument happened.
And honestly, the threat came after he threatened him. It was like,
Yeah,
I mean,
Rocky had already
it's on the
threatened him.
text, so I don't have to, you know, speak on it.
Right.
But it's on it's a text of it, you know. But here's the thing, like it was crazy to me and Tamika, because Tasha, you know, being that her and Candy never really got along, and at the time, it took us a minute when we didn't have Candy. It took us a minute for us to get people to accept us as three people, Escape 3. And at the time, we were making more money than we've ever made before. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because now you don't have 4 people to split with. You just split
Right,
3.
and we were making, and our budget was up. We was making making more money. You know what I'm saying? So in the process, when she started saying, "Bring Candy back," me and Tamika were like, "For what? What are we doing that for?" You know what I'm saying? We love Candy and everything, but she don't want to do it, and we make good money. Like, what you talking about? You know, she was just like, "Yeah, but you know, it'd be great to bring 4 people back, and you know, to have an original." We like, all right, okay, because you know that's true. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't make no sense to us. But now when we read text messages, it all comes together. You know what I'm saying?
Because they was getting some extra money on the side.
They asked her to bring us back, 4 back, and you know, we just is kind of like, what? You want to do that? Like, you want to go get us?
Right, which is so crazy, because we had they didn't show you in that argument, in a conversation that she and I had prior, the one that she told y'all that she tried to be tell how she was there for me as a friend. Really, she tried to throw at me then. I'm the one who wanted you to come back. No, after seeing these text messages, I realized you only wanted me to come back because you was getting kickbacks for your husband. Yeah, so for you guys, for clarity, the text messages were legit. They were from the promoter. No, we didn't make them up. And I don't see how the promoter could have faked those text messages. It was clear conversations between the two of them. Too many of the things that were said in the text were things that actually had happened. Yeah, so nobody that wasn't a part of that couldn't have faked it.
And I don't think that he had Rocky locked in. I believe you could see the number, and we all know the number. You know what I'm saying? So she was saying anybody could have put this number and made it seem like it was, you know, but it's like, why is anybody doing that? Like, why can't you just go with, this is what happened? And I mean, you know, it's not like we haven't had this conversation before. So for you to make it seem like, oh, this is just can't be. It's like, you know.
Yeah, it was just kind of hurtful to me because not only, like, we showing you what the conversation between your husband and his promoter, but then also to know that you were a part of it. Like, Tasha, you clearly, your husband is saying here that he had been talking to you about this man giving him extra money on the side. So it was like, you were a part of this, and now you're trying to play us like we stupid right now.
Did you guys ever think, like, how long has this been going on?
No, we definitely knew it had been going on because we had heard from other promoters before that he had been trying, like, getting guys to give him extra money to get us to show up for stuff.
Yeah.
But this was the first time we actually had real proof in hand with a wire transfer receipt. That was the first time we actually had real proof to say, like, this is actually happening. We had heard it before.
Yeah, we've heard it before. You know, but, you know, I've dealt with Rocky many times after, you know, hearing that and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's partly my fault, you know what I'm saying? Because I kind of just got along with Rocky too because, you know, he do kind of got the gift of gab and he kind of, you know, come in and talk a little, you know, try to, you know what I'm saying, just be talking shit. And so me, you know, it's that cancer in me, just be like, oh, okay, and I forget what the nigga did yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And be like, hey, oh shit, I ain't even talking to this nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's how it be. So, yeah, so we're all here. We're all in collective. And Candy had came in like, I'm not doing anything if this goes on. Like, if you're, you know, if this person is involved, I don't want any parts of it. So, it wasn't like, you know, they didn't know. And I think that was the reason why it was so like, okay, let's not tell nobody and let's kind of, you know, keep it on the, you know what I'm saying? Because they knew that if it was anything to be like, oh yeah, well, he's going to be getting money because of this and that. You know what I'm saying? She just didn't want to be associated with that kind of business.
Well, on top of that, the way I look at it is, if there's ever a thing where Tasha can make decisions based on what shows she wants to do or what promoters she wants to work with based off of who's giving her man an extra check on the side, then we're allowing her to control the situation.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, so...
Like,
Well,
that's
your
right.
husband's, you, Tamika, is anybody else's husbands involved in any decisions?
No, our husbands are not involved in our decision making. Of course, they're going to tell us their opinion, but our husbands don't make no decisions for the group. So with that being said...
And they all try to pitch in and help here and there, but nobody's getting anything for it. You know what I'm saying?
Kickbacks.
You know, they might turn us on to this or say, hey, man, he's got these people, but nobody gets anything for it. They just turn it over to whoever our people is and let it go. And so that's what we wanted from everybody's man. We just wanted to be to where our men's kind of stay out the, you know, in the background and let us kind of handle it as us four women. But we can never do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why also when you think about, you know, I guess reuniting, it just seems like it would never be it would never be able to happen because there would never be a time that I feel like she's not gonna let, you know, I mean, that's her manager, that's who runs all her stuff, and he basically, you know, everything goes through him. So I just don't think we'll be able to work together because we know that, you know, at the end of the day, like, he's still gonna be in control over that side. Right. We never know where that's gonna go. So, you know, it's sad. It's a sad thing because, you know, we are still sisters, and we have a amazing, it's just amazing, you know, we have amazing sound as four people. Yeah. You know, but we have to, you know, we have to keep going. We have to keep moving because we love what we do. And, you know, our fans still love us and they still supporting us. So we're going to still be out there giving y'all what y'all want. It's going to be three of us. It's still three of us, and we out there, you know, and, you know.
We got a lot of shows. All right, I think we've addressed pretty much everything. And if we didn't, I'll address it the next time around. All right. Thank you for watching.
Speak on it.
All right, heavy hitters. I know this was a lengthy one, but it was some good information. It was pretty detailed because last night was it started off all kumbaya and sweet and ended with a bang. And I felt we needed to hear what Tiny and Candy had to say about it. Y'all be sure to like, subscribe, and comment and share and all that good stuff. And let's chop it up in the comments about how y'all feel about it. So y'all be easy and let's see each other the next time around.